Hello, Galaxy. Chris Pirillo here with this week's Free Tech AMA. I'm going to do my best to answer the question while playing a classic video game that I remember playing on my Commodore 64. And if the format works for you, it works for me. Feel free to ask me anything. Every week I will answer one tech question for free if you are interested only in my tech advice and tech perspectives, tech opinions. Of course, you can head over to chrispirillo.com and sign up to become a patron because this past week I shared 5 perspectives with the headlines: "This tech news is the stuff made of nightmares," "How tech has made life more difficult," believe it or not, "How Google can help save lives," "Why you should never buy these gadgets." I'm not talking about what you see here, but something I referred to in that bit of content. And here's tech that I get excited about. Believe it or not, that tech still exists. Head over to chrispirillo.com to watch those or listen to those as you can other exclusive content for those patrons. If you're interested in my more professional entrepreneurial advice, I posted these bits to those who support us on creatoradvocate.com. And by the way, the links are all in this video's description. Where should you blog? How to deal with internet comments. How to easily create your own royalty-free music. Should you set up different channels and accounts? And how frequently should you share in social media? I should tell you that over the past week, we ended up signing up for the Star Wars Radar social account across a variety of platforms after having basically taken ownership of the account on Twitter. If you head over to Star Wars Radar on Twitter, you'll see that it's got about 48,000 Star Wars fans following it, which is decent. So now we're taking the Star Wars community beyond the Twitter channel. Okay, so back to the AMA for this week now that I've gotten all the administrivia out of the way. Probably should have started at the bottom. What do I think about Android Oreo? Well, not much, honestly. I've had a few people ask me, and I couldn't even tell you what Android Oreo has because I haven't bothered to look. Now, that doesn't mean that your question isn't important. It doesn't mean that Android Oreo is not important at all. It's just that... Oh, hang on. This is going to be hard to answer while I try to pay attention to this can. Okay, hang on. So, I believe that as much as Android Oreo is important for the users who might get it, most people will never see Android Oreo. Honestly, and it's not that Android doesn't improve in general, because it does. It's just that most of its improvements kind of trickle down. And unfortunately, most people have to sit on the sidelines, including myself. The last time I touched an Android product was right around a year ago, after they announced the Pixel, which I did not get as much as I might have wanted to try it. I just learned that I don't need Android as much as Android needs me. And again, it's not to say that, you should feel bad if you like Android. I'm not even saying that. Not even close to it. I'm just saying that Android is not important to me. Keeping up with Android updates is not important to me. I've got other things that I would like to do with my time. Oh, I missed that glass. Originally this game was not Root Beer Tapper. In fact, I think I played it before it was Root Beer Tapper on a diskette way back when. It's just that Android continues to provide incremental updates, and I'm sure it's awesome, and I'm sure people could tell me the differences between one platform and another, but I just don't hold on to old gadgets. I don't care to. I couldn't get up there fast enough without knocking over this Tron figure. Okay. I'm going to pass this stage. I swear I'm going to pass this stage. Maybe I'm looking for a vibrant discussion as to why I should absolutely care about something I'm never going to see. I think that's kind of what it boils down to for me. And it should for a lot of Android users who just don't see the updates that they should. Unless they get the right device supported by the right OEM. And most of them won't. And Google's done a rather horrible job at catching mugs, which they should catch. But specifically in engaging the consumer community and producing products that they can actually support for longer than, let's say, a year, if they continue to support it at all. And that's where Google's really fallen off the cliff in terms of consumer electronics devices. I mean, they mean well, and I'm sure their products are fine, but I have no want, need, or desire to own any of them because they just don't get supported for very long. You may be able to get updates if you buy a Google-branded device produced by another company, but even then, you got to question, well, how is Android serving you differently than another product might serve you. I'm not interested in holding on to a device indefinitely. I look at a smartphone as nothing more than a tool, because that's what it is. It's not a toy. And the software, more often than not, can be its Achilles heel, a product's Achilles heel. Now, Google, I will say, has done a fantastic job with the design ethos of Android in general, and I haven't seen, the Oreo in comparison to earlier iterations of Android, but I believe they're still on the same path. I think they've done a better job with design than Apple, but unfortunately that's just one part of the entire spectrum of what makes a product valuable. So you should always buy the device that is going to suit you, with the platform that's going to best suit you, at the price that's most suitable for you. And that may sound a little odd, but I am not a gadget geek. Never have been, never will be. I've always been more of a software fan, and I don't need anything that Android does that I can't do on any other platform. So yeah, you heard me basically say, in so many words, that I think Google's done a better job with design than Apple, because it's true. I can't say they've listened to their customers all that well, but, no company's perfect. And I just don't care about Android that much. I don't care about Android Oreo. So thank you for asking. I hated to be anticlimactic, but I literally had 3 or 4 people ask, and I'm sure, well, I've been asked the question 100 times. Well, good for you. Just being asked like 3 times over kind of prompted me to do this video this week. But if you want me to answer a different question, feel free to ask it. As I said, this is my way of answering a question that might be asked of me. I plan on doing it on a weekly basis in the channel you happen to be watching this video within. But honestly, with my spare time and energy, I'd rather play Root Beer Tapper. So I'm trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm doing something that you might enjoy, answering a tech question. I'm doing something that I enjoy, playing a retro video game. But you know what? You don't have to love technology to use it. Because believe you me, I do not love technology. Oh, can you believe I said that? It's true though. I don't. I appreciate what it does. When... Well, I at least topped my last high score. So, any other questions for me? Feel free to ask them. I'd be happy to answer them best I can. Can't promise to know everything. Can't promise to, answer every single question. Can't promise to answer the question to your satisfaction, but I can just do my best to be me and to provide you the greatest amount of honesty that I have. And that's all I got, is my integrity and my honesty. You gotta watch out for people who don't have that, really.